dat is ook hoe Lucas stemt. Die shitty angle.
Okay, hey guys, welcome. Today I'll be showing off what we've created so far, and I'm going to be explaining who we are and what we made. Let me turn this on real quick. This works. Okay, cool, it doesn't. Well, I stand here on behalf of our game company, started by a group of students here at the Han. We are called Dev Charge Interactive, and well, yes, woo! As I said, we're made by a group of students who are all interested in designing and actually creating and developing a game. There goes a lot into making games, not only just making the gameplay or designing cool art. It's also about how does the player feel while playing the game and everything else. I doe dit niet. Well, let's first start about the actual game that we're going to make. It's called Deep Extraction Inc. The core concept of Deep Extraction Inc. is that you take control of a submarine with your friends or with other players. The ship that you are going to control, the submarine, is not actually controlled easily by some normal keyboard inputs. You actually control them by using physical inputs in the submarine itself, making it an actual physical machine inside the game world. You're going to dive deep into the waters and actually explore the world beyond, and grab items from below the ocean, and maybe find more stuff about the story and what happens in the game. As I said, players will have to work together and actually control the submarine. To do this, they will use voice chat and maybe other systems. For now, we're going to focus on voice chat. So to actually make the game, we started to work out a vertical slice. And with the vertical slice, we want to make a demo of the game. The demo will be just one level where the players will extract an item all the way down at the bottom of the sea. They will hook this item onto a rope and actually bring it back. This way we can actually show how the submarine functions, and we can really look at how we want the environment to look as well. Instead of really making an expensive game with procedurally generated stuff or anything else, would take too much time, and we really want to really hone in the feeling of the immersive space that the submarine will give to the players. To make this, we actually combine art, sound, and gameplay to make really an immersive experience for the player. It's not just about having a cool-looking submarine that will make or break the game. So, how will the game actually look? Okay, so we have a mock-up of how the inside of the ship would look. You would see very claustrophobic hallway passageways, actually like walls lined with metal and piping to really show that it is a functioning mechanical machine inside the game world. Sounds will play throughout the ship and throughout the game as well to really encapsulate the feeling of really fear as well as stress and other more immersive and tension-seeking feelings. I think we even already have some examples of how the game would sound or what sounds would play within the submarine. I hope, if they play. Okay, that's fire. The sound doesn't work. You gotta imagine the sound. If you look at the screen, you can always see like curr and drip, drip, drip. So imagine walking through the submarine, metal banging against the walls as you take steps. You hear the metal banging against the walls. You hear the drips from the water. You hear the machine stirring as well. But beyond like the interior of the machine, we also have the exterior. The exterior of the submarine is also very metally, but outside the submarine there's a big world filled with water, and an expansive sea of darkness, and it's a very cold darkness. Well, of course, we can't just really make an ocean be very black and dark, something you cannot see through. So I think we have a picture as well of the outside of the of the submarine, of how it would look. As you can see, we have really a weird palette of colors. As I said, we don't really want just a dark ocean that's black and cold. We actually want to for the players to be able to, navigate the seas as well. As you exit the submarine, you can see the really tints of green. We chose to have a high saturation colors with a limited range of tints. Okay, I think we have video footage as well, showing a bit of the animations that the players would have, the player characters would have. These are mock-ups; these are not the final ones. I hope that they do play the video of the animations of the players. Okay, they don't. No, that's fine. Cool. But looks aren't everything. Your game can look amazing and cool, but the gameplay is really what makes or breaks the game. So we really want to hone in how the mechanics of the game as well. So before I show you how the game will actually play out in real life, I really want to talk about, okay, never mind, I guess we're gonna go back and look at the animation. Yep, there it is. As I was saying, we have the mechanics. They are very important to the game. Not just the style of the game doesn't really make the game. The game can look very cool, but be very annoying to play. We really want to hone in the challenge aspect, and as well as I said many times, the immersion. So all the controls in the ship do have to look like actual submarine controls. To do this, we really did some research, and we made paper prototypes as well. Okay, I don't know where the camera is, but I'm going to show it, for example, like this. To control the ship, you can use different types of controls. We can use different types of controls. To test this out, we made some really cool looking prototypes. These prototypes really help us to see how players or other people would react when seeing this. Because if you have a normal working aperture from a submarine that looks exactly like a submarine, nobody knows how to operate it. Yeah, maybe submarine operators, but players do not. So we have to make the mechanics and the inputs in such a way that the players are able to find out what they do, but it should still be challenging for the player to perform them. So they should be intuitive, but still be challenging. Aside from the inputs and the controls in the ship, players will have to communicate together. As the ship is separated in control stations, not every input or control station works separately. So to do this, we really had to work multiplayer into the game, which is one of the core aesthetics as well, making sure that multiplayer is, I think, at the beginning, at the start of the game, instantly set in there, as well with voice chat to make sure that the effect of talking together is enhanced. Now we can actually look at how it would look in the game. For what we have right now is a little scene setup with working multiplayer. Yeah, there we have it. There's the guy, little fella. As you can see, we're looking from the POV from one player. The other player is still a little capsule, but we had to make sure that everybody is able to play together and actually have working mechanics. I don't know if we could show the voice chat, or if that works. Okay. Okay, we don't. Well, that's what we made so far. Okay, cool. Aside from that, we have different states the players will have to be in. You can go outside the ship and inside the ship. Being inside the ship, you have to walk and be able to get out, actually hook up the item, which is also which also enhances the teamwork. Someone has to communicate from inside the ship to the guy they outside that they're getting eaten by a fish, or that they have to hook it up, or that they're getting lost, etc. Well, that's what we have made so far. We have a website where you can find us. It's devcharge.nl, and we have a Twitch. For right now, it's Deep Extraction Inc., but it is going to change to our actual company name later. So yeah, that's it. Are there any questions?
What about the progress? Are you satisfied with the results still so far?
Well, I couldn't show it fully. I am satisfied with the results. I am very saddened that we couldn't show it that well in this presentation and in this live stream. Most of the stuff actually works, and we did some really good. We have some really good progress on the mechanics as well. Really honing in and making sure that before we actually implement it into the game, the mechanics are already fully worked out. So I am really proud of what we made, and the only thing is that I am really not proud of that we couldn't show it.
Will this game be released on Steam with controller support?
Yes, we heard that before. We heard a lot of calls of people asking if we have controller support. Right now we're focusing first on making it work with keyboard and mouse. And we will be releasing it on Steam. That is something we are working towards, and we already have plans on how we're going to put it on Steam and such. And controller support is something we are actually thinking about adding, yes.
Could you tell us a bit more about the design of the submarine?
Yeah, if we could go back a few slides so we can actually see the submarine as well, whilst I yap about it. Yeah, maybe about the inside or the outside?
The inside or the outside?
Anything really? Okay. Well, the story of the game is a bit it's filled with ambiguities and such, but to really make the submarine feel like a working machine is we have to have players recognize stuff in the submarine. So we can't really just take too much liberty in making the submarine, you know, futuristic or maybe too old or such. So they are inspired by modern submarines, I think more to the Russian side. So we have these tube-like submarines with black exteriors, you know, really looking ominous as well. And the inside is supposed to actually give a feeling that the submarine is well worn, you know, show signs of tear, and really give the feeling that it is being used. Yeah, I hope that answers the question, because telling more about submarines is a bit big, but if there's more details, I could go into that. Yes?
Do you want me to answer like what the submarine is based on, or?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so the
Okay,
submarine.
wait. Yeah.
Would the microphone?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
We did base a submarine. I don't think we have the pictures, but it is based on a real submarine. I don't know the name of it from the top of my head.
It's based on the Astute class submarine, a British one,
The
nuclear submarine, and
yeah.
it's based on a experimental Russian submarine that was never produced. So.
Okay, it's based on an experimental submarine that was never produced in Russia, and an Astute class submarine from the British Army.
What makes this game exciting to play?
Well, okay. So if we look from a unique selling point, it's When we look at the ship, having okay, let me just start way from the beginning. If you're a player and you have played a lot of games and you know the way that vehicles operate in video games, it is very easy to just get into a vehicle, use your mouse or your keys and just go. WASD, shift for fast, I don't know, nitro. We really want this submarine to feel like it is an object that you control and not just a vehicle from a video game with a character controller inside of it. Also, something that is different from this game to all the other games, it is compared to Lethal Company and such and other it's called friend slop genre games, where you just play with your friends and do little missions and stuff. Instead of just exiting a base and grabbing stuff, your base is the submarine. So everything centers around the submarine and careful operation of it, and not just getting somewhere with your friends and doing it on your own. Something that I think a lot of games want people to split up, and Deep Extraction Inc. doesn't want people to split up. It wants everybody to stay together and work together.
What if I don't have friends to play with?
That's the thing, yeah. If you don't have friends to play with, we are orienting the game to be played with 3 people right now. It is possible, I think, to play on your own. It is just going to be very, very hard with the way the ship is made. The way that we made multiplayer right now is that you are able to connect with anyone. You just need the code. So there's a lobby system built in where you give a code and then you're able to play with even people that are not your friends.
So a question out of the chat: what is the main goal of the game? You said stuff about using submarine controls and working with your teammates, but it's unclear what you are trying to accomplish. Are you trying to keep the machine working or navigate the underwater world?
Mostly navigate the underwater world and actually grab items. So the story isn't really given away right now in this presentation, but you will work for a company that has ordered you to grab items or loot from the bottom of the ocean. To do this, you were given the submarine, and you, with your friends or non-friends, you use the submarine to grab these items and return them back to base. So in the end, there are, I think you can see that as 2 main goals. Actually, don't kill yourself and destroy the ship, and retrieve the items from the bottom of the sea.
What would a typical play session look like, and how long will it take?
Typical play session is, if you compare it to, for example, roguelikes a little bit, which play in runs, you start at, well, not fully at the surface, but you start in your submarine. You know where to go, or you find out where to go. You maneuver with your friends or non-friends the submarine towards that goal, towards that item, and then which takes a lot of time. I think that would take about 10 minutes. Then you would hook up the item, which would also take about 10 minutes, and then you would extract back to a certain point, which would also take 10 minutes. So I think the entire playstyle of playtime of a run of one level would take 30 minutes.
And then what's the end goal? Like you have to complete several missions? Or what's the end goal of this game?
Well, with the items that you have retrieved, you can start upgrading your ship. That is the end goal, but that's not something we are working out right now in the demo level. It's a bit big to add the entire system in there, and to work that out as a mechanic as well. So right now we just focus on actually surviving the trip from and back, from and to the item, and extracting that.
But are you dependent on those friends? Because you're sharing this ship.
Mm-hmm.
If those 2 friends stop playing, am I stuck with my ship?
Stop playing in a run, or
No, completely? Do I have to restart the game, or can I upgrade my ship with 2 other people?
well, if we're still talking about the upgrading part, that would be saved to your player. So one player's ship, that would be your ship, and if they stop playing, they could start their own ships as well.
Okay, but if I'm joining your ship and you stop playing, I lose all progress.
Yeah.
maybe one suggestion, maybe you already are planning to implement this. I really feel there needs to be a risk-reward system in this. So I am imagining I am in stressful situations and we can quickly grab the treasure if we do this sequence of interactions precisely right. But if we do it wrong, something will burst.
Yeah.
But we can also do it the safe way, but then it will take longer, for example. This kind of, is this it where you're planning
Yeah.
to do?
Yes, that's what we are planning to do. When extracting the item, you don't just backtrack fully to the original point. You actually backtrack to a point that's a bit closer, but there are more risks to it. You have the item hooked, so you still have another more weight to your ship. So it actually takes a little bit more skill to get it back. And we were even thinking about adding enemies that would maybe haunt the player or add more stress to the situation.
Well, I'm not sure. Sorry, I don't want to start a discussion, but maybe the ship is your enemy already.
It is, yeah.
There's this movie about this, very old movie. Anyone? Yeah, the German.
Das Boot.
Yeah, Das Boot.
Yeah.
You should really see this movie. I think it's about 3 hours.
Okay.
No, but it's very good.
It's
yeah.
Okay, okay, okay.
Situations are very well. I think you can use certain stressful situations from the movie.
For inspiration.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could you maybe repeat the questions? And,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I have one more question. Is this game going to be played on a peer-to-peer system, or are there dedicated servers?
Oh, it's going to be played on peer-to-peer dedicated service. Okay. Well, technically dedicated service, but it has a host client system. So if you look, for example, in the way Minecraft does open to LAN, but instead of having to be on the same network, you can be on different networks. So no peer-to-peer system. Technically, no dedicated server. It just works from player to player from any position around the world.
I saw another question that's a bit earlier from Twitch chat. Then what the next step would be, what the main target would be for the second sprint. So the next 2 weeks, what will
Okay, the main target for the next 2 sprints. Right now, we're really just orienting ourselves, really seeing what we're going to make. For the next sprint, we're actually going to fully figure out the ship itself and the interior, making sure that the controls actually are inside the ship and that they function as well, and that we can actually test it with players in the game and see how that works out. So that's what we're really focusing on. Anything else? Okay. I am really sad that we couldn't show the sounds, because the sounds that we made were really genuinely really cool. I think that for this game especially, the looks are not everything. Especially because we're focusing on having voice chat work. We already have a system set up where where someone is on another position of the ship. You can actually hear their voice mixed with the surrounding area, so you know that they're in a cave or you know that they're underwater and such. So I am really genuinely really sad that we couldn't show this, because that's, I think, one of the main things I'm really proud of right now. That we already got that working at the beginning of the first sprint. Yes?
How will you guys optimize the player submarine collisions? How will that system work?
The player submarine collision system. I think that's a bit more in depth to programming, I think. So I can't really answer that because we're not there yet. I am a programmer myself, but I can't answer that right now. Okay, Are there any more questions? Because I think that we're gonna end it there then. Okay. Ja, is het klaar? Ja, tyfus jongen.
De viewers als hoogste. Hè?
Nou, vet man.